So, a lot of people have commented and shared their experiences and views. And something I've noticed is a lot of people are sharing that they lack confidence and self esteem. And I too have problems with that. And it's something I work at. I don't think it goes away right away. And I get inspiration from other friends as well. But I try to focus on my positives. And sometimes that means identifying the negatives. And that's the only way you can work on them and change them is to identify them. Try not to beat myself up about it. More focus, which is hard for me. So I have two lists here. Highlighted things so I could try to get to the point, because that's also an issue for me. And one is my negatives, things I see as flaws or things I don't care for about myself. So number 10, I'm going down to number 1, which is the hardest one for me. This process might help you. If it does, awesome. I'm uploading this more to just break down those barriers of myself. And if somebody gets something they need out of it, then that's rad. So number 10 is creepy hands and feet. They're just bony and veiny, and it freaks me out. Huge, too. 9, allergies and intolerances with food. I can't eat meat. Yeah, I wish I could at times. But it makes my diet interesting, especially when eating out. So 8, I forget important information. It's frustrating because it's things I know I should remember. So I'm constantly making notes and reminders to myself if possible, but I still overlook some of the obvious things I need to remember. So 7, I have a genetic condition that affects my day-to-day life. It just gets worse as I get older. And sometimes I can't do things because I know I shouldn't, and then it's going to hurt me. And when I can do things, I do. So number 6 is I have a temper. Yep. Not everybody's like that. It's a big one. So number 5, hard for me to focus, hence lists. Number 4, I'm too skinny. Yeah, cameras don't always show the right angles, but I think I'm too skinny. Number 3, I talk too much. We'll see how long this video is. Number 2, I'm hyperactive. Yeah, I never grew out of that. Number 1, I have acne. It was caused by a medication I took because I had a lot of growths in my chest and my breasts, and because they weren't cancerous, thankfully, but they wouldn't remove them. They considered it too invasive. So I took a synthetic testosterone that my doctor prescribed me. It had a good success rate, just had really gnarly side effects that in most patients they fade, and some they linger. And one of the side effects is acne. And yeah, never really had it before until I took the medication. And it affects the way I feel about myself. It shouldn't, is what I know, but reality of it is that it does. So second list, see that little smiley face? Yeah. Okay, these are the good things that come out of those. And some are easier to write than others. Some I had to really think about because I don't always see a positive. I got to work really hard to sometimes. So number 10, the creepy hands and feet. Well, I have piano hands, which is rad because I love to play piano and it makes me happy, and I like when others get to enjoy it as well. 9, the allergies. I've gotten really creative with vegetarian dishes and faux meats, and I like to say I'm a pretty darn good cook, so that's awesome. And my friends that eat meat, they don't complain that it's vegetarian. They're more surprised than anything that they like it, so that's rad. Let's see, the medical issues. It's maybe more understanding of other people and their situations or possible situations, not to always judge you know, because even though I know it's wrong, we all do it in some way, even in the most minute manner. And it's something I feel needs to be worked on. Okay. Let's see. Temper. Couldn't really see a good side to this at all, other than it forces me to focus on myself and control it, which hopefully makes me a better me today and continuing so for tomorrow and every day after. So, hard to focus, 5. Clearly, if I'm making lists, and this is what I originally wrote to read for my points of interest, it's hard, really hard to focus. But when I can, oh my goodness, I get so much done. I am capable of so much. So I try to look at that benefit. Let's see, too skinny. This one was really hard. Makes me realize not everything's as it seems, because a lot of people like to judge and make their assumptions, and it's not okay, but you know, it makes me stronger, and it makes me realize I gotta be comfortable in my own skin. It's been a battle my whole life to gain weight, and it just doesn't happen for me. Everybody thinks the grass is greener on the other side, but it hurts, you know. But it forces me to, you know, really look at my diet, make sure I'm getting all the things that I need, and, you know, and to be understanding. Let's see, 3, I talk too much. Wow. So I guess the benefit would be, and positive would be, occasionally somebody tells me that, you know, what I said really hit home with them or helped them in some way, and, you know, that helps me not feel so bad about myself, you know, and helps me be positive about, you know, verbally vomiting and just talking all the time. 2, I'm hyperactive. Yeah, I just am. It's exhausting for myself, and I know it's exhausting for others, and it's hard for me to deal with it, and it's hard for me to deal with others dealing with me. That's exhausting as well, because I know it. If it was so easy to change, guess what? I wouldn't be like this. But I work at it, and that gives me strength, and when I'm hyperactive, I try to use it for good. And oh my goodness, I can multitask like there's no tomorrow. It's great. It's pretty rad. So, the acne, that's the number 1, because I know it's not important, but when you look in the mirror, you know, what's the first thing you see? For me, a lot of times it's not like, hey, you're rad, you know, you're a good person. It's, you know, wow, look at that zit. And the fact that I'm, you know, what I feel like is an old lady most of the time, it just, you know, you don't think those two go in hand, and, you know, so the positive is, yeah, it really, again, makes me focus on, you know, the real things that matter, you know. I believe I'm a good person, and, you know, when I focus on the better things, and qualities about myself, I don't beat myself up as much about the negatives, and, you know, I want to be a better person each day, and, you know, so it's a random video, I know. You know, feel free to comment below if you've got questions. I'm, you know, depending on how this video goes over, maybe I'll make another one in between music. So, hi, thanks for all the follows and all the comments. I enjoy finding out where people are from and what's going on and how things affect them. And take care, be kind, be you, be the best you.